See, yay, we're live. Welcome, beautiful Bonestone enthusiasts. It's been 3 weeks. I'm here with the lovely Anna Turian, artist extraordinaire and fabulous Gardnerian witch. Anna, say hello.
Hi. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We made it.
Yay. So we have been very, very busy behind the scenes. We've had 3 weeks since our last hangout, and that 3 weeks was a very, very productive one. We have managed to create the 2 cards. Anna has put the art down for the 2 cards, which you would have seen if you were a member of the Bonestone and Earth Flesh Tarot group on Facebook. So you would have been able to see those beautiful cards up there and got that sneaky peek. But we've also been working on another one. And the idea for this particular card that we will be unveiling today came about from our very last hangout. And we were talking about it. And the idea just formulated very, very easily, very fluidly. So we sort of had to go with it. Now, I feel like I should put a little disclaimer out there. This card is not for the faint of heart. It's certainly not for children. We have ascertained this. So that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say about it. If you have a very sensitive and gentle disposition, you will inevitably be triggered by this card, okay? That's all I'm going to say about it. In the meantime, I'm going to hand over to Anna. She's going to say whatever it is that she would like to say, and then we might start, doing a little bit of a show and tell. We have 13 beautiful viewers with us right now, and usually we get a bit more, so we could probably, wait a couple of minutes to till our little tribe arrives and get started. So, Anna, what would you like to say about your creative journey thus far?
Okay, you mean up to this point on the cards, or these past 3 weeks?
Weeks. Oh, well, the whole journey if you feel like it.
So yeah, it's been, I have to say, like, the Hermit, like, we had to get everything quite, we wanted to get it all nice and bright, so we have a lot of elements that we put in there. So I feel like for the Hermit, like, there was this, there's a high expectation for the Hermit. And the tarot in general, has so many versions of the Hermit that, like, you can't really, like, from what I've seen, most of the time he's holding the lamp, right? And he's either looking at the ahead of him or at the lamp. So we try to, like, spice it up a little bit, I guess would be the word. But I feel like the cards that we've done, because there's such major players in the Arcana, I feel like there was a little bit of a pressure. Just a little bit. So,
it's a thing, isn't it? It's a thing. Like, to do the trump cards, they have to trump, right? Yeah, they have to really have that big, bold, overarching energy. And so, yes, challenges indeed.
I know it's. Yeah, so, but I'm happy with where they are. So, it took a little while for us to post things on the Facebook group, because I was sick for 1 week. So I was out of commission for about a week. I managed to get something from my beautiful kids. They bring home so many lovely gifts, and this is just the one that I happened to receive. And so that week, and I don't like to work when I'm sick. Like, I have this thing, especially for, like, tarot decks, and because they're a spiritual tool. I don't like to work when I'm sick, and I don't like to work on them when I'm, like, if I'm in a bad mood. I try not to work on them, because I do believe that actually goes into, like, it changes the tone a little bit of the card when you're painting it. So that's a very true thing. That's a very true thing. And I think that kind of, being very careful with your energy as well, because in just that same thought process, like, I'd never ever read for a client, rarely even for myself, if I'm sick or if I'm taking cold and flu medications or recovering from something. I just
that's no. Like, I don't engage in any spiritual work for others, or even I'll engage in spiritual work for myself, but never for others in any capacity if I feel like I'm not at 100%. So yeah, I fully get that frame of mind.
Yeah, and so once I started feeling better, I started working. But yeah, so that's why part of why you guys didn't see anything for a little bit of time there. It's life, happens. Yeah, I don't like to, like, if it's a painting that's unrelated, any, drawings or whatever, I'll do them. But like, even from my own decks, I don't work when unless it's like a card that I need to be in that mood. Like if I'm working on the Ten of Swords, I will let myself be miserable and then like work on it. But
Oh, it's fabulous, isn't it? It's fabulous. And I should tell you all as well that my internet issues that I have been, like complaining about nonstop are still going on. So I apologize if the quality of this live stream, at least from my end, isn't perfect, but I'm rocking some really interesting tech back here that's not quite cutting the mustard right now. So we'll see how we go. I've escalated my claim to the local government, and I'm also having my matter investigated. So I assure you that I'm doing everything that I can. And that is why also I have not been posting videos or even as much content on the BONESTONE page as I would have liked. And I also hoped that I would have my pre-orders bang ready to go, but unfortunately I haven't been able to work online very much at all, which has been a tremendous frustration to me. And I think it was about last week, I just had to release. I just had to let go and do nothing and just sort of be okay with not doing anything, which is something that I struggle quite a bit with when I'm hindered in any capacity and it's outside of my control. It's very hangman. It's very hangman energy, right? And hangman energy and we just don't work well, because I am go. I give myself 4 hours to sleep and that's it. Like I'm going 100% of the time. So this has been a very interesting turn of events. That's been very frustrating to me. So anyways, enough about that. Mercury is not in retrograde, Divine Gypsy, I assure you. I always know when Mercury is in retrograde. All right, so shall we get to a little reveal? Yes. You feel ready, Anna?
Yeah, ready for got them right here. I'm
excited. You should be excited too, people. You should be very excited.
In order. Okay. All right, so for the first one, I'm going to tackle the Hermit. So for those, I mean, we've posted it on the Facebook group, so you've seen the card there. If you have not, here is the card. Avalon, if you want to say something, if you want to take it away.
Ooh, okay. So we have here, beautifully designed by Anna, the Hermit in the cave. She has cave paintings behind her and a watchful bird over the top of her. She is casting bones on top of an animal skin on the floor. She's holding a torch, and the constellation that you see is actually is for Virgo, which is the astrological house that she is ruled by. Now, we made her a woman. We made her look directly forward at you rather than away and hooded and very masked, because I really wanted you to connect with the Hermit and the archetype of the Hermit and this beautiful wise woman that has sought, solitude in a shelter of her own choosing. And she's illuminated by flame and she's divining. And there is an element of choice. She has chosen to withdraw to gain peace of mind and clarity of thought. She has gone on her pilgrimage to a place where she can be grounded and centered. And then she can explore matters from afar with a mind that is clear and devoid of clutter, because she has removed herself from tribal society and allowed herself to just be at peace in her own energy. And so the cave offers the shelter, but it also, the drawings itself offer ancient wisdom. So there is an element of seeking a sacred place, a place that had been visited, you know, in previous times, where people had gone for pilgrimage to live, etc., that had been marked by human experience, but was now a place of solitude. And the throwing bones, that is her preferred divination choice. And it brings the aspect of primal, as she is casting those bones and doing that on an animal skin as well, is a rather shamanic merging of consciousness activity that she is engaging with right there. She has tribal markings up and down her arms, hinting to the fact that she is a woman of tribe that has chosen to step away from tribe to seek solitude and to seek clarity. And her totem is the watchful bird, because there is this understanding that the hermit watches from afar and has insight and wisdom and is the great inner spiritual teacher. So that's my little descriptive there. Anna, would you like to add anything?
I was just going to add that the cave paintings that are on the wall are actually, they are taken from actual cave paintings from the Australian caves. So that's just that little element there. And I just read something, somebody was saying that she looks a little bit like you. You know what? After I finished painting her, I actually thought the same thing. But it was not intentional.
I should be so lucky.
You know, I mean, she's older, obviously, right? But, you know, who knows?
Hey, I'll take it. That's awesome.
So this is the hermit. And for those of you that have not seen how it would look, now this is a printout from my printer. So please do not take that as, you know, you've seen the colors, the natural colors of the painting, but this is how it's going to be cropped. And there is something that, so, you know, the constellation, because it's very hard to get it to look very bright in watercolor. So it actually has a little bit, I had to Photoshop it to give it that brightness a little bit. So the actual card has, this is like, you can kind of tell, I don't know, let's put them side by side. You can kind of tell that it's a little brighter. See the constellation glowing a little bit more than in the original. So that's how it will be cropped. And yeah.
Yay!
But no, that's it. So we got the tribal, we got the markings. Oh, and she's wearing the pendant, the where is it? The bone pendant.
Oh, my bone! My bone!
Pendant.
My bone! Yes! Nailed it! That's awesome! That made me happy in a way that I have not been happy in a while.
It's the little things that makes us happy, right?
Yes, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. So thank you for that inclusion. And my beautiful spirit that I work with as part of that piece of antler is incredibly satisfied. In fact, I shall wear you. I shall wear you. Just because.
Somebody asked a question. Oh, Christina, I use gouache only when I if there's like a little bit of white that I need for it to pop, I will use gouache. But even so, that is gouache actually. But even with gouache, it's not gonna like be, you know, that glow that you can kind of get only in Photoshop to get it to really, really glow. So, but yeah. There was one other thing. Now I can't remember.
Oh, I'm so satisfied with the warmth of that card, and I'm so satisfied with the aspect of cave. I love that idea that the hermit in the Bonestone will go to a cave that has existed for some time, that has housed and you know, experienced the presence of humans from, you know, primeval phases of human existence. And you know, you can see that you know, you can see that traffic almost of people in the art that adorns the walls. And so there's this element of not being alone, but being very alone, and having that ancient wisdom and that tribal essence around, but also not being surrounded by physical people. So there's a very spiritual synergy going on with the cave and the cave paintings and the hermit herself, which I thoroughly enjoy.
Yeah, and the only thing so from the sketches that we did together in the previous chat, so what you'll notice a little bit is, so the sketch that we initially had was she was standing looking straight at you, front, so what I did, I turned her a little bit to the side. So there's going to be a slight difference, like in position sometimes, because the sketches, we do them really quick. And sometimes when you go and you actually start drawing the card, you're looking for a little bit more space to incorporate all the elements. So you might notice that, going forward, that sometimes we'll just skew the angle a little bit, but everything is pretty much the same that we talked about. So I'm trying to think. Yeah. It's
with the exception of the pelt and the casting of bones. The cave ears, the hermit ears, it's all there. Tribal markings were on her arms were discussed in our last hangout, and the constellation was there. We looked at positioning the constellation here and there, and so we found a nice little comfy posse for the constellation. And then there was a space in front of her, and the space needed to be filled. And as I looked at the image, we decided, could it be food? Could it be some, we had a few options. And then I finally really settled on the idea of, the pelt, because we were looking at some images on, just on Google, and a few of them were sent through, and there was this there was this kind of shamanistic undertone to it. And there was a gentleman, casting his bones in a dimly lit space, and it kind of had that nice hermit energy, and it had some curios either side. And so I'm like, yes, the bones on the animal skin, that's what needs to go there. And so Anna agreed, and we're like, yes, we found it. And it fills in that little space just beautifully and very subtly. It's not the feature piece, as you can see. It's there. It's just there very subtly, and you can see it, and that's it.
Okay, so let's move on to the next one, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
So the next is the Lover's card. So we were talking that we wanted to keep it as, when you're dealing with the Lover's card, it's very, there's same-sex couples, there's, you want to include everybody. And as we were going through, there's also times when you have to incorporate a lot of elements in order to keep it looking beautiful, and sometimes, swirls and stuff like that. But the Lover's card, a lot of people view it as a very humanistic card, I guess. Like you see the lovers, you think, it's the lovers, I'm going to have a relationship. But I think we were trying to take it beyond that. So what we did was we incorporated two elements that are getting mixed in this cauldron right here. And those two elements will be the celestial and the earth. So they're coming together into this, I guess, melting pot. So it's beyond our own human aspect that we're trying to reach here. At the bottom, you can kind of see, I'm going to zoom in a little. There's different flowers. We have belladonna, datura, henbane, and red poppy, because we were looking at different herbs to convey, what was it? There was another one that we were talking about. Well, mandrake was mandrake. When I looked at mandrake, it wasn't that, it didn't look that pretty.
Not a pretty thing, but it's a hell of a thing to have on its own.
Yes, yes, but incorporating it, it didn't look very, I guess, aesthetically pleasing. But
No.
we did put in, so I'm trying to see if this is, okay, so we have the sky. You can kind of see stars happening here. You have this part where it's mostly like the I guess this would be like the earth side, and then they're all mixing in, and you do have this infinity symbol kind of connecting them together. They're both sharing their energies. So it's important to look at it from also an energetic perspective, I guess that would be the term.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So we've captured this beautiful scene of, let me focus on the image. We've captured this beautiful scene of twilight and dusk, and we have those beautiful poisonous plants down below that have been used, over quite a number of years. I would say centuries. I don't like to throw out timelines because there's always inaccuracies in timelines, but I'm going to go ahead and say a few centuries. And these are mind-altering plants, botanicals, and the concept here is of release and of melding, of synergy, and of experiencing an aspect of union and love that goes beyond just the physical, just the anthropomorphized. And so there is so much about the energy of this card that is representative of, sky and earth, and inward and outward, and passion and co-creation. And the cauldron is of creation. So I'm a huge fan of the goddess Ceridwen. And the goddess Ceridwen to me is the cauldron keeper. And it was in her cauldron that she created the Arwen. And the Arwen is a more bardic concept or term for inspiration. And here we see this personification of Arwen, the creation of something from that cauldron, and the intertwining of two very distinct energies to create a continuous, harmonious flow. And I love it. I absolutely love it. It's not the usual visceral romp in the forest that you might see, say, in the Druidcraft Tarot, which is, by the way, a beautiful card. And I find that there are so many absolutely beautiful depictions of the Lover's card, and this one to me fits into that beautiful description category. So we've done it differently, but it still fits into this beautiful, loving, passionate co-creation aspect. So yay for us.
Okay, and again, for those that have not seen the way it's looking placed in a card, here's like a little snippet, a little printout. So this is kind of how it's going to be cropped. And guys, if you see that there's like a registration, like a copyright symbol, Avalon, I don't think we're going to put those in, right, on the actual cards. So
no, they're just basically
we're just putting them for the online purpose, so the cards will not have that on. I know a lot of people get if those are there. But,
yes.
Yeah, I'm just.
It's necessary at this point in time just to make sure that if the images are being shared backwards and forwards, that credit is being paid to the beautiful Anna who's doing the artwork, who's responsible for the artwork, and the association needs to be made. So we have it that way. But I'm really, really excited. It's a beautiful card. It's very vibrant. It's got all the elements necessary to convey that partnership and co-creative energy, synergy, and yeah. And it could also be very romantic love. You could escape into the element of Poppy and see the lover's kiss and think it's ecstatic existence. It's me finding my true half, my soulmate, my, what do they call it now? Twin flame.
Twin flame, yes.
All right, so they are the two cards that we have created, that we did create together in Bonestone Bash Sacred Space. And thank you to everybody who contributed thoughts and ideas to the card. We have, of course, that we incorporate some of those better thoughts, and everyone puts out such great thoughts. So we have created the next card, and this is the card that I issued my little warning. But if you're coming later on in the piece, let me just say we're about to reveal a card that is not for the faint of heart. It's specifically also not for children. So if you have little ones in the room, just maybe remove them. And if you are a very sensitive soul, then you may want to take a few deep ones before you gaze upon this one, okay? I know I'm talking it up a little bit, but I just want to make sure there's some very sensitive people out there. There's some very sensitive people, and I need to make sure that you're all okay and feel like you have been warned, okay? Now, but before we do the unveiling of that, I just wanted to say that we are going to move through this deck and we are going to design some cards today. So I would like to put it out there to you guys to choose cards from the major arcana that you would like for us to design. So just throw your, when we ask, have some time to think about it. And when we ask for your ideas, then just get ready. Like, so you've got this a little bit of time now to just think about what card it is that you would like for us to tackle. And when the time comes and I'm like, right, throw me your recommendations. What would you like to see? Start getting ready to type out those suggestions, okay? Right,
okay.
So let's get ready. Anna.
And Christina, you're right. It was the Tower. So we designed the Tower card. And I'm going to let you talk about this one.
It's my fault.
It's on
Actually,
you.
it's more Anna's fault than it's my fault. Okay. So there you have, on a ledge, a wounded, trapped eagle. He has plummeted. He's plummeted and he's captured, and he's the epitome of rock bottom right at this moment. He's wounded, battered, bleeding, and caught in a trap right now. And of all of the Tower cards that I have seen, there was always such an energy to it, and we wanted to keep that energy very present here. But we also wanted to do something that was semi-obvious, I hope, and that is that the bird isn't dead. There is this capturing of an essence of the worst part of that bird's existence. This is rock bottom. This is where this bird has been so badly injured and he feels so trapped. And I wanted that to really convey in this particular card, because there are times in our lives where we feel just like that. We feel that we have hit the worst possible plateau, that we can go no worse. The worst possible thing has happened. It's catastrophic. You know, it is this time in our lives where we are caught with nothingness around us, and we have to slowly push up from there. You know, there are so many metaphors and so many sayings out there that, you know, once you hit the bottom, the only way to go is up. And this is really the case for this beautiful creature. He's not dead. His wings are broken, he's bleeding, and he's captured, but it's not the end of his life cycle. It's the worst time in his life, yes, but it's not the end of his life cycle. And the rope there is potentially his saving grace. And we hope that he will pull himself out of this little, ledge space in this stormy environment and work at relieving that trap from his leg and freeing himself, and and continuing on with his journey from the bottom upward. So it's very visceral for those of you who have very sensitive personalities and who are particularly kindred to animals. You might have a stronger reaction. And but we went for a regal bird. We went for the eagle, which is a regal bird, a bird of a predator, essentially a bird of prey. And we wanted to show that bird, that mighty creature, destroyed, essentially, as destroyed as one can be without losing one's life, to really embody the essence of the very worst parts of the tower. The very worst parts of the tower exist. People experience them at all times, and I don't think that you do anyone any justice in softening the lessons that exist within the construct of the Tower card. You can see very soft Tower cards that leave out the elements of horror, essentially. And I don't think that does the person that is suffering from horror, or the millions of people that at this very moment in time that are suffering some kind of horror, any justice. So it needs to. The Bonestone is a very well-balanced deck, and it will honour just about anything that I can think of in my own brain. So I sincerely hope that you enjoy this particular Tower card, because we were fucking nervous about it.
Yes, we were. Yep. And you know,
Anna, would you like to say some stuff?
well, I wanted to just add a little to the fact that you can see the area, like there's feathers have been plucked out. You can kind of get the sense that he's been struggling because there's like all the feathers around him and above him. So he's not giving up. That is the fact that he is still, you know, trying to get out of that. And we just wanted the atmosphere to look very moody. So, you know, you got the dark skies, you have like this cloudy thing going on in the background. So it's definitely, we're trying to bring in a certain emotion, and we hope you like it. My daughter didn't. Well, she was very sad. So
Yes, Anna's beautiful little girl walked in on her while she was working on the tower card, and this is how we know that it's not suitable for children, because she had a reaction to it.
And this is how it's going to look in a card format. This was not posted on the Facebook page because we wanted to surprise you. So this is kind of how it's going to be cropped. You're definitely going to see the bird, and yeah. So
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we'll show them again at the end in case people do show up throughout the process.
Oh, yes. So that was our hermit card, and I hope that you noticed that there is an eagle in the hermit. I hope that you all noticed. There's an eagle in the hermit, and then there's an eagle in the tower card. Do you see what we've done there? Do you see how awesome we are? Pats on the back. Pats on the back there. Okay, so we've done the hermit. We have done the lover's card. Ooh, so tasty, so tasty. Gotta love those beautiful flowers down the bottom of it. Very beautiful. And we have surprised you with the tower card. There was literally a feeling in my stomach of nervousness. I don't usually get that feeling very often, but I was like, you know, a couple of times we had to catch ourselves going, is this too far? Because we actually discussed quite a few different tower options that were very, you know, huge, very cash, very what you see around you at all times within the sphere of tarot, right? So we're like, this, that. We actually just, what did we talk about? We talked about a shipwreck, and we, you know, trying to take it a little bit sideways, and then finally Anna comes out with this, like, what about a bird? And I'm like, oh yeah, she's like, a bird. I'm like a broken bird. And it evolved from there, because I latch onto ideas when they're really good. Like, Anna tends to throw out the ones that I really like. This is why we work well together. And she'll put something out there, and I'm like, oh my God, and then it has to be broken, and there's blood, you know. We went really dark, and then we pulled it back out again as well. So we worked on it. It was great. Okay, so we've reached that point now. Remember when I said to all of you that we wanted your recommendations? So what card should we work on next?
Yeah, we still have not done, we haven't done the Wheel of Fortune. We have not done the Sun card. We haven't done Strength. We have not done the World card. We have not done Judgment, Temperance, Star, Hangman, and Chariot. So we still have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 cards left from the major arcana. That's not bad.
Did we do Sun? Have we done Sun?
We have not done Sun.
No, that's right. Star.
Star, star, star. Everybody's like star, star, star. Star,
oh
star.
My gosh. Star. Okay, so we've actually touched a little bit on Star. So I'm excited. Star or Strength? Ooh, Star or Strength? Hanged Man, Star. So I think Star's the winner, guys.
Star it is.
The winner. What do you reckon, Anna?
I think Star is good. Star is good.
Star has won.
See, after going from power, we need a little bit of an uplifting. So
we do. Yes, we don't want to pause in this morose energy of a wounded, American eagle. So we would like to lift it up. Look up. And I think we shall go with star. Okay, so we have put some thoughts down on star. Anna, do you have notes?
Yeah, somewhere. Hold on.
Because I cannot remember.
We did discuss. I remember when we were doing the hermit. Initially, one of the ideas was to have some form of because we were talking about the light source.
Right.
The light source either coming from within or from without. So one of the options was having the light source from within. So I remember that you mentioned that perhaps including that in the star card, showing some aspect of that coming through would make more sense. So just having perhaps a light source that's internal, because I mean, I don't have any star cards around me. Do you have any cards around you?
I'm surrounded by tarot. I should definitely have some.
When you're actually looking for one, you never find the right one that you
I don't have any of the good cards here. Like, most of mine are non-traditional. So I'll look at the Barber Studios. Okay, just bear with us while we search for a star card.
Yeah. I found strength. I found. Okay.
Have you got one?
Found the sun.
I found the sun as well. Stupid baby on a horse. Sorry, no offense to those who like the traditional sun image. It's just not my cup of tea.
See.
Found the moon. As with all things, it's going to be the last card, isn't it?
See?
I can't catch a break here. I haven't come across it yet.
Found the fortune.
I just flipped through the whole deck and I just didn't even see it. So.
This is what I mean.
Oh, it was the third from the front. Okay, so this is the star in the Bohemian Gothic. It's very subdued, one could say. And then I just recently unboxed the Slow Hollow, and I really didn't like the sun card. It was one of my least favorite cards, so I'm not even going to bother there. But the Tarot of the Vampires, I've got all Samhain decks on my reading table at the moment. Sozzy, so you're going to get all the dark stuff, which doesn't help to pull me out of this tower mood.
Okay, I found the star in this. I forgot. Now I can't remember the name of the deck, but you guys will know it.
Oh, Journey to the Hidden Realm?
Yeah, hidden. Yeah, that one.
That's pretty. That's pretty.
So there's that feeling of hope, right? Because that's what the star usually will stand for.
So the Tarot of the Vampires and the Bohemian Gothic, they have a very similar star card. Did you not think? These tiny stars.
And I think I'm going to use a more traditional. I'm going to find this. Looking for it. And I also found this one in the Modern Spellcasters.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is very beautiful. Yes, I think that you could safely say that with most depictions of the star in more conventional decks, that you will find the star to be quite the feature, and the woman or man. Typically, I think you would see the star as the woman. Reaching up, out, positioned under, there's this synergy that goes on there with person and star. And there's an element of hope and guidance and patient very patient guidance. It's a very deeply spiritual thing, the whole following the star for direction, following the star for that new horizon. So there's a hopeful essence to the star. And as a trump card, it needs to really echo that aspect of hope quite aggressively without being aggressive. So it's aggressive because it
has a star in the Anna Kay, which is it's more of a simplistic, you know, it's just a star, but it's a very bright one. So
it's a beautiful one. It's a beautiful one.
So yeah, I mean, I think I would, well, it is, so here's my feel on it. It is hope, right? But what if we gave it a little bit more oomph, you know, like give it like a jolt.
You've said the magic words. That's the magic words. Okay.
So instead of like, I do like the brilliance of the star in this one, right? And also the brilliance here. But I would like to combine those, you know, like instead of just, so like we were talking, like having it maybe perhaps like crack from inside and just like.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, you know, starburst in all directions, like an explosion of stardust from the chest outward to like a beam of light. Now, I think we might have even touched on this previously, where let's call her the creature. I will say the creature for every card because I don't know if it will be man, woman, or beast.
Okay.
So there is my in between, right? So the creature will be kneeling. And the head, instead of in the moon, she's looking up. You'll see only her back and her head thrust back. And that explosion, that eruption of, similar to a bit of the energy that we have.
I got it.
You got it? You got it?
I get it. There's one. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, go.
I was just going to say, like, in order to show that, here's the trick. Here's the thing. In order to show this brilliance, this burst of stars, multiple or singular, you notice what's happening here? The background is very dark.
Yes.
So in order to get that light source, we have to dim everything behind.
Yep.
So
I would expect it to be an inky sky, an inky blue sky, and for the creature to be very white, a little bit symbolic of the kind of white ethereal energy that we have within the High Priestess card. And very, very shape of woman. Very, very shape of woman, like a curvaceous woman, head thrown back. Don't know about the hair. I feel like she should have tumbling hair, like really like tumbling all the way down to her back. So essentially she would be naked, but you wouldn't see her nakedness. You would see that she was naked, but there would be tumbling hair, like straight down, cascading down the center. Okay. And then her head thrown back, like thrown, like.
Well,
like
I was gonna say, like, I think, I'm not sure, I have to sketch it out first, but I think that in order to be able to show so when you're saying that you want her white, like the High Priestess, then we'd have to make everything inside of her dark, and then, like, you know, with stars around. You know what I mean?
You're right. That doesn't make sense, does it?
Because the High Priestess had dark. But if you all right, so imagine this. Imagine that you have a very, very dark, dim, like, you know that point of the sunset when it's like right before, like, it's gonna be dark, but there's still that little slip of color at the bottom, and that kind of blue goes to. Now, if you had somebody sitting either facing you, and there's that thing happening in the background, you will see the outline of the person. You're going to see some dark in the front, but you will see, like, the shape of the body. You will see you will see like hair and stuff. You won't see features that much, but then you can show everything else that's coming out. Because I don't know, is it so important what the person looks like, or is it
No.
is it important the actions? You know what I mean? Like, because if you, because then you're definitely focusing on the star, you know, the thing that's happening instead of the person.
Yeah. Of the card, yes.
So we could do it that way. So like the person standing right, or whatever it is, standing right in front of you, like you're the viewer, and with hands like, you know, to the side, and then this thing happening inside is bursting out. Or we can twist it a little bit, you know, like sideways, and then do the same thing. Then you'd have more of a profile view of what's going on, but you could see the explosion.
Yeah, yeah.
So
would you have her standing or would you have her kneeling? Because I think
if you want to get a lot of detail in, you need to have a close-up of the person.
So kneeling.
So half torso. I would say kneeling, or not. You wouldn't even, either kneeling or just like what you can see from me right now. You know, just like up. Yeah. So it would be almost like it would be kind of like what you see in the hidden realm, like all these like very kind of close-up stuff. Yeah, I mean, the closer you get, the more facey you can get, but you would be able to see this. I'll sketch it out so we can kind of look at a couple of instances. But I think that it can be done. I think we can do it, but you have to either get everything dark inside, you know, kind of like what we did with the Fool. Okay, so the Fool, remember the had the tree.
Yep.
Dark around, but inside you had the cosmos in there, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, okay. Then you'd have to have that. So imagine the woman is the tree, kind of, or the man is the tree, and then that thing's happening inside, but it would be like light source and beams and all that stuff, swirls. So I think you could get it face on, or you could get it sideways. If you move it a little sideways, you can get it more explosion, like it can go everywhere. So if you turn a little bit to the side, whatever's coming out can go right, it can go up, it can go towards you. If you're standing face you, it's only coming out towards you.
Yeah, I think to the side is the best option. Yeah, I like it. I think kneeling to the side, best option. Head thrown back, so not too much of the profile, but really like a release. It's like the hope comes from within and then erupts without. So rather than seeking external sources for hope and salvation, it comes from, you know, it comes from inside. And so it's a very positive, self-reliant kind of energy. And it's not necessarily like mystical, like the, you know, the ethereal God from above shows the way, which I would like to be very well clear of here. Yes, I like that. Let's do that.
Reading what some of the people are saying. So let's see. What if, okay, so Cora Moonwright, what if she's floating like a star in the sky? That way you can achieve your dark background. So yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to put in a darker background, because if she's floating, you kind of have to show her full body, and you're not going to get a lot of, it'll look kind of small on the card. Because you kind of remember it's
also
small.
Ethereal as well. Like, I don't want her to look so otherworldly that, you know, you can't connect to her humanity. You need to be able to connect with that aspect of humanity. You need to know that that's a human being. You need to know that that's a human being erupting in hope. And, you know, the page has turned, you know, the page has effectively turned, and she's erupting with hope. She has direction. you know, it's that burst of light that he or she needed. So
Cassandra,
side on, inky background, boom, every direction, like a party of like starburst.
It's gonna be a full-blown party. Cassandra is saying, what if she was made of stars like a galaxy in human form, birthing the brightest star through her chest? So that's a pretty cool idea too.
That's a very pretty one. That's a very, very pretty one. But for me, and as pretty as that is, and I actually have a drawing in my art journal of a woman made of stars. How about that? How about that? A beautiful woman, tumbling stars, like the whole scape. But it is too cosmic. It's far too cosmic for what I need. I need it to be very earth and very bone. If I could throw a bone in there.
Tarot Alchemist is saying it needs to be the eagle from the tower.
Oh, well, that's not a bad idea, you know. That's not, but I don't want it to erupt out of her then, because you've got that feeling of Phoenix rising from ashes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it needs to be,
there's something there.
I don't know. Do you think you could draw it like just a tiny little, like, not tiny, so it's insignificant, but you could put an element of eagle there with maybe that little chain dangling off it, just in the distance, just, you know, just subtle, just like off to the side. Yes, he got free. Yes, there's a bit of hope. Let's play around with that one.
All right, I can play with that.
I just don't know how it could be done. I can't actually see it. I don't want it to be like a random puppet, you know, just at the top of the screen of this beautiful image, and then like this, like misplaced bird. I have no mind for art. Hey, I've got no mind for it. It's just
and a couple of people are saying that it would be nice to have some male energy in the star. Now, if we do incorporate the having like a little bit of the eagle coming through, we could do that. We can have like a part male, part kind of eagle.
Yes, yes.
That would look kind of cool. Who wants to pose? Guys, anybody out there wants to? I need a model. Oh, all right.
Well, Patrick writes, maybe just an eagle feather somewhere. Not a bad suggestion either.
An eagle feather?
Yeah.
Like,
not a bad suggestion.
I'm trying to think.
But I like the concept of the full eagle in there somewhere, because I think from broken eagle to hopeful energy, sort of rock bottom to hope, I think that there's a great little synergy. It should appear there somewhere.
Okay.
The challenge will be where.
So I'm gonna start sketching some thingies. Let's start.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's see what we can come up with.
Oh. Tarot Alchemist. That made me laugh. Tarot Alchemist says, "Rip your shirt off, boys."
Hey, Patrick.
Energy. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, we've got some lovely comments here. Eagle feather headdress. Eagle instead of the woman. Oh, eagle instead of a woman. Oh, yes, the eagle needs to be there somewhere. Oh, I see that you guys are really fond of the eagle being very present. How about that? How about that? Well, I have a book here to my side. It's, some of you would know it. It's the Book of Tarot Wisdom by Rachel Pollack, my absolute tarot hero. And if you don't like Rachel Pollack, we can't be friends. That's how I feel about it. Just kidding. You can like whoever you want. Here we go. The star is 203. Now, there's a section in this book that I really like. Where are you, 203? And it has the traditional breakdowns of the star. So It has here some star meanings exerted from the mystical origins of tarot by Paul Houston. You've got Levi here, you've got Christian, you've got Mavis, and so you've got some different perspectives of the the stars meaning over time. So the star, the creation of stars and fishes, de Mellet, that's 1781. Court de Gleblin, is that my worst French ever? Gibelin. I haven't spoken French for a while. That's 1773 to 82. Sirius the dog star with Isis. See where these people are coming from. Levi, 1855, the Hebrew letter Peh. The blazing star, heaven of the soul, outpouring of thought, moral influence of idea on form, immortality. So that's a really intense one. Do you not think? Interesting as well. Then we have here Christian, 1870. Arcanum, the star of the Magi. Hope, in the divine world, immortality. In the intellectual world, the inner light that illuminates the spirit. In the physical world, hope. That's a really good one. We can be friends. Mathers, 1888, the star. Hope, expectation, bright promise, reversed. Hopes not fulfilled or only in a minor degree. We have Golden Dawn here from 1888 to 96, the daughter of firmament, dweller between the waters, star, hope, faith, unexpected help, reverse, deceived hope. The Grand Orient, this is Waite, 1889 to 1909, star, light descending, hope, the symbol of immortality. And then Waite, 1910, the star, loss, theft, abandonment. Another reading says hope and bright prospects, reversed, arrogance, haughtiness, and importance. So you have a few little perspectives there from ye old ancient times and something to consider. But for Bonestone, the importance is on the body, the physical. And this is a very earth-centric deck if you haven't noticed just yet. And even with the ethereal nature of the High Priestess that has already been created, you will also find that there is aspects of humanity because she is taking that aspect of humanity into her psychic cloud behind her. And she's going into the darkness. The darkness is not necessarily devoid of matter. And so you've still got aspects of humanity and earth there. And so the star is often depicted as a water bearer. I do believe, without checking any of my resources, and I'm not great with astrology, all little things to consider, but the star is associated to Aquarius, and Aquarius being a sign of air, but also the water bearer. And so there is this there's this two-part elemental aspect to the star that needs to be considered as well. And oftentimes when you look at the star is all about looking outside of oneself for hope. And you see that a lot in fairy tale, in the hero's journey of any description. So if you're a great lover of books, then you will see aspects of the hero's journey in most of those books, and there is this element of being saved by an exterior. Seldom do you see that there's an element of inner resolve that musters into a fiery, what is the word that I'm looking for? A fiery disposition, a fiery disposition, that's the word that I was looking for. That then through their own personal, struggles, turmoils, efforts, brings about a sense of hope to their own life. So it is very much about taking accountability. And I don't think that it can be about anything else, because there are times in our life where we will succumb to acts of serendipity and omens and what many would call miracles, but that is the exception and not the rule. And so if you continuously detach this sense of hope from the human, you detach that responsibility that the human has to create hope within their own life, and you place them in this state of wait. And it's like the perpetual fairy tale where the prince must save the princess. It doesn't actually exist in real life, and yet many children are born to believe that this is the case. I am born to believe in that myself. You know, I'm a romantic at heart, and I had that splashed across my TV screens and in my books. And now it took me a while until I was, a grown woman to realize, well, actually, I am my own prince and I can save myself. I'm fucking awesome. So it took a while to disassociate from that influence, because the influence is so richly there. Did I just go on a rant? Why, yes, I did. Thank you for holding space for me, dear people. So I should now read some comments. Oh, hi, Alvine. How you going? Angela S. Gothica. Oh, there's a great quote. Oh, Patrick, let's read your great quote. Oh, there's a great quote. Those who hope will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. Something to that extent. Patrick, would you do me a kindness, please? And would you be able to find the source of that quote? Because I might be able to use that in my guidebook, and that would be very awesome. That would be extremely awesome if you could do that for me. Pretty please, with sugar on top and a plum. 2 plums if you like plums. Otherwise, we can scrap the plums and put some chocolate or beer. It's up to you. Arena. Divine Gypsy. Oh, that's beautiful. Hearing Avalon made me remember that quote. Oh, say Yeezys. Great quote. It is a great quote. The Star Aquarian is all about futuristic thinking when you have. Yes. So Aquarian energy. I was onto something there. Look at that. I know more than I think that I do. Is this deck supposed to be female deck? It's not supposed to be anything. Chloe Neville. I'm not putting any kind of boundaries on there. You may have noticed that there are far less men than there are in most other decks, but that's just an accident. It's a happy accident, and it's not going to be, only women in this particular deck. I will include man where I feel that man needs to be there. He's there in the Lovers card. I can assure you will see him there also in the Hanged Man, and you might see him in the Kings as well. And you'll see more man there than you have as thus far. The quote comes from the Bible.
Sorry. Oh.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
A good quote.
That's a good quote. The Bible had a couple of pretty good authors in there.
Yeah.
Great story. I'm going to share again. A male with eagle flying out of him. Yes,
I'm doing it right now, guys. So a little bit of take on that, at least. Let's see what it looks like.
A native male. Oops. Just found it. It's a biblical quote like that. Had no idea, but it's Isaiah. Oh, nice, Patrick. Thank you. Odin. You will see Odin in this deck, people. You will. I'm thinking. Adding more men. You best get God's permission first. But I'm his divine child, according to the Bible. And so I should have permission, should I not? I don't mean to be patronizing. I'm actually not trying to be patronizing either. It's just that when it comes to the Bible, I have a few here on my shelf, by the way. I quite like the book. I especially like the binding in some old books, some old Bibles. My family has a very, very old Bible. You will see it in one of my videos, the videos that I took when I was in Brazil last year. And it's a very, very big leather-bound book. And it's fabulous. It's fabulous to gaze upon a book that is that old and that looks that beautiful. There is such an aspect of beauty to it. I find the same to be said for most manuscripts and old leather-bound works of literature. I don't agree with Paul in the New Testament. Interesting. Well, I have no academic association to the Bible whatsoever. Just what was what I was forced to read. That's about it, you know. Like the film. Yeah, that's a thing. It's a thing, isn't it, Patrick? It's a thing. But I like books. I like old books. I like, you know, books that have been created with like modern books that have been created with that old school, you know, beautiful edge to it. Paper blanks are very good. Paper blanks are a journal. The paper's not that great in them, but the covers, in fact, I'm going to show you one.
Almost done, guys.
Okay.
Wow. Trying to get it done.
This is a paper blank. Look at this. This is just a modern book that has been made to look old, and this is my jam. Like, look at this beautiful little edge. Look at that. It's got a little metal clasp. The pages inside. I mean, it's not the worst paper, but it's also not the best. And if you hit that with some watercolor, it'd go straight through. Just saying. Just saying. Antique books, yes, they're a thing.
Okay.
Hey,
I got it. I have something to show you quickly. Okay, it's not, let's see, how do I do this? Let's lift this up. Let's get the screen. So, all right.
thanks, Donna. Good luck with that. Putting kids to bed is always a challenge.
Okay. All right. So, now this is pencil, so it might not be very easy to see. Okay. So, there is the figure of a man. Everything is going to be kind of darkened behind. You're going to see some shape. There is the, it's going to be like the silo of the eagle head over there. These are that are going to be behind. There's a little bit of chain on him, but it's broken. It's falling off. And this is the crack in the body, and this will be like the explosion happening in front and behind and kind of going through.
Does he have a mohawk?
No, it just looks that way. I can put him all off.
He should totally have a mohawk, because then that leaves room on his skull to put a tribal design on his head.
Oh, I see. You mean like on the sides?
You know how they're shaved? You know how, like, I can't remember the name of the tribes, but there's tribes that shave the sides, and then on the side of the head here. Very Viking, actually. Accidental Viking.
Yeah, I can do that. So you mean like have him have the hair kind of stand up at the top. You can put feathers in there too.
Yeah.
Like on the
hang on, that's the word. It came to me. It's Hapa Nui. Hapa Nui. Hapa Nui.
But keep in mind, you're not going to see a lot. Like the skull, if you will see, you're going to see like a little bit, but it's going to be like it's not going to be like lights. You're not going to be able to see all the markings on the, because he's going to be like in shadow of the body. So you're going to be able to see a little bit, but you're not going to be able to see a lot. In order to see
if the light is erupting from his body, they could also be erupting from his markings.
Yes, okay, I get that.
Yes. Did you see what I did there? I did it you.
I get that.
Get that in there.
Or, you know, it's part of the light that's coming from inside of him can illuminate a little bit of the face.
Yes, that's exactly right. And you will laugh, but do you know where I got that idea from? That idea just popped into my head. And that is because 2 to 3 days ago, my children were watching Atlantis, the cartoon from, yesteryear, Atlantis, and the woman kept on erupting out, and her tattoos, her tribal markings were like, light sources, outward. And I'm like, oh, that's really pretty. And look at that. Look at that. Thank you, Disney.
Yeah, I can put in. Yeah, you know what? You'd be surprised what ideas come from children's cartoons.
Oh, they're the best.
So I can definitely show some, now that that thought has come to mind, we can show some features on the man. And we can also put some, what markings are you thinking?
Are there strong hope? Let's think hope. Maybe not so much hope. Let's not go for markings that echo hope, but markings that echo empowerment and direction.
Okay.
So any markings that represent, you know, a surge of energy.
I'm writing down.
Technically do, you could almost do Kenaz, because that's the healing fire, but just trying to think which would be the best one. Maybe
you can make your own, like do a sigil, right? You know, create your own.
Yeah, I could. I will. All right, so direction. I like that. I like it.
So look, so I can give him.
Oh, yes.
You
Show
see?
me that mohawk.
Okay.
That's just fucking beautiful.
Then we can get some markings on him, and we can even put some on his arm, you know, as long, but it'll be like, you know, it'll be like in areas where like the light kind of hits. So it's gonna be like,
Yeah. Just points of interest. Just little pops of wisdom there.
is he fully naked?
Well, why not?
Okay. I'm just asking.
How do you feel about drawing a fully naked man? Don't let the kids in the room.
I have had, I can tell you stories. I went to art school and they, we had like a full nude sessions, but we had to like draw really, really quick. Like we had like a couple of second sketches and stuff. Actually, they came in pretty handy because it teaches you a little bit of the body, but you can draw it really fast. So I'm fine. I'm just asking because I'm trying to think. Have we had any nudity in all the cards that we've done so far?
I think they're all quite, not all, actually that's a lie, but there are some quite risque ones, but I don't think that there's any, for lack of a better word, junk, genitalia out and about.
Okay, I'm just asking because, you know, some people don't want to include that in the decks, so I'm just trying to make sure that we're on the same page.
Oh, well.
Loincloth.
I don't know why he's naked per se, though. Like, if he's on a journey or he's erupting with hope, I don't know why he'd be naked.
Why he would be, or why he wouldn't be?
I think if he is naked, then it's too Waite Smith star, where she's like naked with a.
I don't think. Well, we could put somebody. Gothica said a lion's cloth on, so we could do that. That will keep with a shaman aspect.
Oh yeah, you can do the loincloth thing. That's fine. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
You guys are fabulous.
We saved him.
But yes, I like the where's my freaking books? I need to have more books of use behind me, but instead I have lots of trinkets. What's the one that I'm looking for? I can't find it. I can't. Hang on. I have to reach for a book here.
There, he has a cloth now.
A cloth?
I said he has a cloth now. I put a cloth on him. There you go.
Okay. You could do Anzus. You could do Anzus Rido.
Oh my gosh, I'm reading what Tarot Alchemist just wrote.
What did you write?
He might be erupting with something else. It's good.
Oh my God, you're so funny. That's so. Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he has a bare chest. I have him with a bare chest, but the chest is cracked, so it'll be like.
What about Iwas Rido Anzus Dagaz?
Well, let me ask you something. And this is up to you. Are there any symbols in your tradition that you would be interested in incorporating?
Which tradition? Which
Yoruba.
of my tradition? In Yoruba? No. Well, there might be. There might be. Leave that one with me. Leave that one with me. I might have access to a year-old journal of my grandmother's that I will, just a moment, I'm going to WhatsApp so that you can see that I'm actually doing this. Just going to WhatsApp my sister. Oi, Idi. Escuta, eu estou procurando informação sobre um dos orixás ou alguma coisa da Yoruba que possa significar, assim, proteção, ou pode também ter aquela essência de, talvez, caminhando, abrindo os caminhos e um guia, talvez, ajudando, sei lá. Tô procurando um símbolo, assim, para colocar dentro do meu baralho de tarô, tá bom? Então, se você saiba, dá uma olhadinha ali no Google para mim e me manda a informação, tá bom? Beijocas! Falou lá para todo mundo, tchau. Okay, that's done. That's done. Wait, just wait.
So how are we doing so far, guys?
Good. Okay, my husband just came home with my children. I forgot to mention that two of my children are ill, and my husband stayed home. And because I was awake all night, he decided to stay home today to help out, which I need him to do. And then that enabled me to do this. Right, so enough about me. That's just crap. All right, so what have I missed? Did I miss man parts?
I just put the lion cloth on the.
Oh, good. That works really well.
Well, we can leave the markings. Usually I put the markings at the end after I paint it, so it's fine. It's not gonna, like, influence it in any way, So good. So we have the star.
We have the star. That's fabulous. Right, how are you guys feeling? How have you enjoyed this session? We did Hermit, Lovers, Tower Reveal, and designed the star. Perhaps before we toddle off and do our things, you might want to throw your next suggestion out there for us to tackle. And that way we can start to put down some thoughts and ideas, and who knows, maybe even create something awesome from it. So let us know which card from the deck you're interested in. And always come with your suggestions. The next Bonestone Hangout, I will be asking the same question. So put some thought into what you might like to see created, and we will go with the popular vote and go from there. Anna, do you have anything you'd like to throw on out there?
I'm reading what they're saying. So if somebody's saying strength, to tackle on strength. Okay, Christina said strength.
Oh, strength.
Sun, strength. Couple of strengths.
Wow, you guys must be a little bit on our wavelengths, because we've actually put down notes on strength. We have put down notes on strength, haven't we, Anna?
I think so. I have to look through my notes. They're around here. Are we doing this right now? Or are we doing it? Are we doing?
Are you keen? Have you got a bit of time?
Me? Yeah, I'm fine. It's all you. Right. I was thinking. I thought that the kids were coming home and you had to go.
No, I don't have to. I just had to shut the door because I had all of the doors open, and so if they come in, the doors closed at least indicates that they can't come in, and you know, the noise will be fine. So I've booked in 2 hours with my husband, so let's use that 2 hours.
Okay, so we can do the strength.
We can?
Yeah. Yes. So strength. Okay, we do strength. Usually you see her, it's a woman. I have not, I don't think I've seen it, a man, actually, ever. Strength card. And she's usually caressing the lion, or has to do something with an animal. She's either holding it or doing something to subdue it. So you were thinking of not having that last time we spoke.
No.
That you were thinking of showing the inner strength, like a peaceful strength, like
that's right.
Like showing.
We really have talked about this. Yes, yeah. I was talking about women seated, like hands together, like in a meditative sort of journeying state. So a very shamanistic meditative journey state, hands together to symbolize unity and centeredness. And then the aspect of spirit of animal around her. That was where we were going.
Perhaps maybe like having it like you can see it coming from her mind, kind of like different animal aspects, perhaps.
Yeah, I think it should be like sort of like swirling around her, both either from the mind or literally from an ancestral underworld connection. So imagine if she were to journey in a shamanic sense. When you journey to the underworld, you're met with like a cornucopia of creature, and you know, it's a really interesting space to be in, because it's a spirit walk, right, where you're interacting with this like very dynamic world. It's awesome, by the way. If you've never done an underworld journey facilitated by shamans beating drum, I highly recommend you do that in your lifetime. So I'm thinking that centeredness, and then that aspect of, you know, and not just the lion, you know, birds of, not birds.
We don't even have to show like the lion. We can show different, even fantastical creatures. Like, you know, you could show a dragon or any type of what I say. Somebody said dragon, so I'm just repeating. Somebody actually had an idea of a dragon.
I like the Black Panther, because every time I go to the underworld for my journey, I'm always met with the Black Panther. Always. It's not my totem animal. Oh my God, it likes to party with me. It does. And the Queen of Wands, you're right, Donna Nixon, it has a tiger in it. So we can't use tiger again. We can't use eagle again, because eagle's really there. Owl is also there in quite a few. So we need to use...
We can do like a wolf. We can do like a bear, a wolf. We can have like a dragon. We can have different things that are kind of around her, and she's very poised. And
I think bear, snake, and bear, snake. Come on, where's the rest of it? Bear, snake, spider? No spider, no spider. Scratch the spider. Bear, snake. Give me a fucking creature. I can't think of it. Even a boar. A boar would be awesome. Like these are big, heavy presence, like they're dense, solid creatures that if you were to meet with them in nature, you would soil yourself.
Yeah. Black Panther. You want the Black Panther?
A big part of Black Panther. Snake.
Yeah, I have bear, boar, snake.
Yeah, that'll do. If you wanted to add panther? Yeah. What do you think? That's too many animals, though. Definitely bear, definitely panther, and definitely snake.
Panther? You said panther?
Yeah, Black Panther. Definitely bear, definitely panther, definitely that. Like I say, so 3. Definitely 3.
Bear, Black Panther, and snake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could we make them sort of like ghostly? You know how we've done a bit of an element of spirits in the Emperor card? We could technically make them dreamscape, like a bit like ethereal, like ghosty around them.
Yeah. Like have them, instead of looking real, like bluish, kind of like wispy.
Yeah, a little bit. Hang on. Oh, no.
Intimidated by cows, Divine Gypsy?
Okay, so I haven't actually opened this deck, but it looks very beautiful, and it's the Spirit of the Wheel meditation. It's got a nice, see, it's all sort of, see how all these creatures are sort of surrounding the central object here?
Yeah.
So essentially, this beautiful meditation creature could be that central object, and then that aspect of, like they're very solid images, but I'm trying to.
Well, like we did in the Emperor card.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that, with a touch of.
Here, let me pull the card so we can see it.
You know how you've done it with you see the. Okay. You know how you've done it sort of with the Lover's card?
Yeah.
And that the Lover's card has like just the outline of the face, you know?
Yep.
So I'm pulling inspiration from the Lynn Strider. I've got no space. I've got no space.
This is what we did with the Emperor.
That's right. That's perfection.
Yeah, you can kind of see the.
Sorry, I found it. See this business?
Yeah.
See how there's very little detail. I mean, there's detail there. I'm not saying that there's no detail, but there's very little.
Yeah.
It's minimalistic and and ethereal, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. But the color is still boldly there. Like you can see that's boldly red. It feels very light, and it doesn't actually detract from the concept.
I'm thinking though the color to be like, if we do like a teal kind of color. Did you want it to look like colors, or did you know what I mean? Like, did you want it to look like they're these entities within her head, or you know what I mean? Like,
no, not necessarily. I think I'm more looking for the concept that she's having a bit of an out of body experience. So she's not so much conveying the images, she's interacting with them in the underworld, essentially.
Okay.
And so their colors, I would feel that their colors need to be there for this one, so that they depict that it's a reality, but it's not a solid reality.
Yeah.
Well, at least that's how I feel. Like I'm just taking this from personal feeling. Like when I journey to the underworld, I'm very aware that what is happening in my mind, in the later stages of my mind, but it's also happening in a very spiritual sense, in a very spiritual place. But there's such a vivid color palette when I journey, and that's the most exciting thing for me, is that I get to experience the energy of these creatures that are not native to my environment in a very real tactile sense.
That makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna sketch something quickly.
All right, and then I'm going to go through the book again. I'm going to go through the book and find, what are we doing? Strength. Okay. Because that was fun. I like looking at the traditional meanings. If you guys aren't into it, like, I get it, but it's like this is my little fun time. Little fun time. Okay, what have we got here? Oh, by the way, I should probably mention, you know how before we were talking about the mandrake and how we were going to put the mandrake in the lover's card and it didn't look right? I think the mandrake would actually make the perfect ace of pentacles.
Ace of Pentacles?
Yeah, like the ace of earth. It's got a rootness to it. 107. Okay, let's have a look at 107. 107? 107. Okay. Yay, we've got strength. All right, let me just have a quick look. Let me just have a quick look at all these beautiful comments. I just, Claire G wrote wombat. Sorry, that just made me laugh. I can't tell you exactly why, but it did. You know, a Taurus, like a bull would be, you know, quite awesome in there as well with those hella big horns. Panthers and jaguars with a lot of pigment in the fur. Woohoo! Nice one, Christina G. You're my kind of lady. What have we got here? Surrounded by dairy farms here. Ah, nice, nice.
Oh, question. Is she naked or is she clothed?
She's clothed. She's in meditation space. Yeah, she's clothed. What else have we got here? Oh my God, saw the Emperor. Where the heck was I? In that? Oh, hey, Chades, how you going? You missed heaps. You missed heaps and heaps. Folks, Chase, aka Two of Owls, is our new host on Spread This Witches. Waha! What have we got? What have we got? Gosh.
I'll show the cards that we did again at the end. All
right, let's have a look at this strength business, and I want to go into the traditional. Tell me this. Okay, some traditional meanings. This is my favorite. It's my favorite bit. Okay, Pratistis Cartomancer, 1750. Strength is silence. Demele is in 1781. Fortitude, who comes to the aid of prudence by vanquishing the lion, the wild, uncultivated land. Settle down now. Court, 1773 to 82. Force of strength. Interesting. Interesting how the meanings have evolved over time. Levi, 1855, the Hebrew letter Kaf, strength. The hand in the act of grasping and holding. Interesting. Interesting. Christian, 1870, Arcanum, the tamed lion, strength. In the divine world, the principle of all strength, spiritual or material. In the intellectual world, moral force. In the physical world, organic force. Right on, man. Mathers, 1888, strength or fortitude, power, might, force. Reverse, abuse of power, overbearingness, want of fortitude. The Golden Dawn, 1888 to 96, daughter of the flaming sword, leader of the lion, fortitude, courage, strength, power, not arrested in the act of judgment, but passing on to further action, sometimes obstinacy. Grand Orient, weight, 1889 to 1909, fortitude or strength, courage, vitality, tenacity of all things, high endurance. And then weight, 1910, fortitude, power, energy, action, courage, and magnanimity. Magnanimity. Just couldn't say it. Success and honors, reversed. Despotism, abuse of power, weakness, discord, or disgrace. That's fabulous. Ah, Eden Gray, author of several books on tarot in the late 1960s and early 70s. Here is what he has to say about strength. Force of character, spiritual power overcoming material power, loving, triumphing over hate. The higher nature over carnal desires. That's interesting. Reversed, domination of the material, discord, lack of moral force, fear of the unknown in ourselves, abuse of power. So there is this, across most of these particular meanings and ponderings of our masters of the yesteryear, we see this inner resolve concept emerging. So it's about withholding, it's about prudence, it's about, but everything is very tight, it's very solid, it's very contained. It's very contained energy, unless, of course, it's in its reverse, in which case we see either a further blockage or an exacerbation. And we know this when we're in a reading because of the cards that surround a particular card. So we would know exactly if a reverse card is exacerbated or blocked, and that's something to consider for future times. It is a great book, isn't it? So with strength, we often see the depiction of a lion. Now, if I can, let me see, I'll see if I can find strength in the Tarot of the Vampires. I swear, the way that I've been reaching for this deck, people would think, oh, wow, it's your favorite. It's actually not my favorite deck. I just want to say that now. It's not my favorite, but we are friends. And as friends, we spend time together. And right now we are spending the season of Samhain together. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. There's actually some beautiful artwork in this particular deck. And that is definitely worth celebrating, sharing, and mentioning. And so the world, yes. I'm once again going to have passed the card that I want in the perpetual search for cards. Oh no, it's here. Okay. So here we have strength in the I was going to say Dame Darcy Mermaid Tarot, but it couldn't be further from the truth because it's the Vampire Tarot by Ian Daniels. So we have this very ecstatic kind of essence here. We have the Black Panther and the menace. All of the menace is in the creature there, and she's like got the chain around its neck, and she's in control, and she's just basking in this euphoria of controlling, of besting such a wild creature. And so there's an aspect of dominance there, of human over animal dominance. And that's an interesting way to personify it, really, when you think about it. But I think that's probably it's probably one of the more functional ways to really personify it, to really depict it, because a lot of the times we see a woman sitting by a lion, and the lion looks very docile, and she's all very happy. I think it might be the Anna Kay that has the wreath of flowers over her head. I'm thinking it's Anna Kay, the image that I'm seeing. But it's this very gentle thing going on. And I find that in large part to be extremely unrealistic, because a lion is a lion. A lion is a lion. To try to depict such a kingly creature, such a sovereign animal as docile, yes, it has an impact, but I don't think it's necessarily the right impact. I think the idea here is to cultivate an inner peace, an inner strength, right? And that's not something that necessarily occurs by having a docile animal sit by your side. Yes, the presence of the creature is indicative of the force or the wrath that could be released at any time. I don't think it works to have it very docile. I have a thing with pets, though. This is me and my issue. And I understand that pets are a very big part of society. I don't domesticate animals in any way, shape, or form. You will not come to my house and find a domesticated animal. I like to observe creatures in the wild and I honor their presence in the wild, which is why I go out in nature quite a bit, to actually interact with animals. It's not that I'm not an animal lover, but I don't like to see the docile lion and or the domestication of a lion, you know, as depicted in some particular tarot decks. But, you know, what are you going to say? What are you going to do? What have I got here? What have I missed? Okay. What have I missed? Oh, abuse of power had me thinking elephant energy. Oh, that's a good one, Patrick. Elephant energy, indeed, indeed. Particularly the controversy with, you know, elephant in our more modern day society, and ivory trafficking, and also with the concept of orangutans and, you know, palm oil, and, you know, so you could really include some really interesting stuff in there. Secote's part. See, watching this makes me want to start recording tomorrow. I have been scared and embarrassed that I might not be good on video. Oh, Hecate's path. Don't be scared and embarrassed that you won't be good on video. If you saw my first video, and I think you still can see my first video, I just look and sound stupid. Everyone does. It's fine. It's a rite of passage. In fact, if you don't have a video on your channel, if your first video on your channel is not the meek, lesser version of who you are, and, you know, and the lack of personality, and contain or depicts the lack of personality that actually exists inside of you, then you're doing something wrong. You're being inauthentic. It's okay to be nervous, and it's expected to have a really dopey first video. Everyone's first video is dopey, but just do it. Just do it. You'll find that after you've done 10, 15, that you just sort of start to loosen up a little bit, and it's fine. And people comment, and you make friends, and everyone's happy, and it's just a good time. What book is that? Jennifer Ball, I assume you mean the book that I was reading from. That is Tarot Wisdom by Rachel Pollack. It's good all around you, Chrisla. Just have to take
sorry, I'm going to interrupt you for a second.
Go.
Do we want her sitting, like she's sitting looking, I mean, she's sitting meditating, you're looking at her, but do we want to see what's in front of her? Like, is she at the precipice of something? Is there something, you know what I mean? Like, is she at an edge? Is there,
she might be on an edge. She might be sitting at a rock on an edge. Who knows? What do you think she should be? Is she on a rock? Is she sitting on a rock on the edge of a cliff? Is she, you know, in the deeper parts of the...
You know me, I'd put her on a cliff.
You'd put her on a cliff.
I'd put her on a cliff. I would. Okay, so I think I have something for you. Okay.
I'm excited.
You there?
Yes, I am. Can you see me?
All right. Yeah, now I hear you. Okay. All right.
Because I panicked then, you know, I'm having internet issues.
All right. Okay. So there she is. There's the edge. She's sitting at the edge. And there you can kind of see there's like, from her mind, there are like these wisps kind of coming out, forming the...
I can see it.
The
There's
king
room
cobra.
for another animal.
What?
There's actually room for another animal.
If you want, yeah. There's the Black Panther, and then you can put something else.
Yes.
There
was an elephant. An elephant.
What?
An elephant.
An elephant.
Yeah, a few people have said elephant, and I think that would be a really good inclusion.
Okay.
A beautiful, majestic elephant. Oh my God! See how that happened? Thank you to everyone who said elephant. Thank you.
All right, I'll put an elephant. I'm putting an elephant in.
That's fabulous. That's fabulous. Can you hold up that picture for me just one more time?
Yep.
Please? Okay, I like her. This just gives me time to contemplate the hair. I think she should have ferociously red hair.
Okay.
Anyway, that's fine. That's fine. I'm pulling inspiration from Tarot of the Journey to the Hidden Realm Tarot, which I'll show you all because you must see it. If you've never seen it, see it. I'm rocking Bob Marley today. Ooh. Right. Okay, this is hands down in this deck, and I love this deck. I think this is a beautiful deck. This is my favorite card.
Ah, I love that. Yes, yes, yes.
She is just everything, like just fierce everything. Just so fierce.
Somebody
This
asked
is
me
my
if she's
absolute
pregnant.
favorite card.
Divine Gypsy. She's asking if the no, she's not pregnant. But I remember that Avalon mentioned that she wanted her to be like a more full-figured woman. So I was going to give her some nice. Well, she has more hips to her. So
Yes. Yes. Needs to have some curvaceous yummies in here. Oh my God, I think I'm going to need a new copy of Journey to the Hidden Realm, because it looks like I've leaked oil on top of the back of this card, and now it has an impurity on it. It's very subtle. You wouldn't be able to notice it.
okay, I'm adding the elephant in. Okay.
Okay, add the elephant in. This is fabulous. The Mandrake comment is still ringing in my ear. What Mandrake comment? Can you be showing the aspect of balanced chakra in a meditative strength card? Or maybe that would be more temperance. I'm going with more shamanic, earthy, shamanistic energy with this one. And I feel like if I include chakras, Chris, that might throw back to a more Hindu entity, creature, person. But it's a good idea. Don't be that scared, just be yourself. That's really good advice, Thebud. I do like Hecate, even. Or what have I missed? You guys are awesome. I need the handle. That's right. I need it. What else? Or some sort of unthinkable plant off the edge of the cliff to give it more of an earthy vibe. That's actually a really nice little suggestion there, Arena 6.
What did I miss? What?
What about some weeds or some sort of unkillable plant off the edge of the cliff to give it a more earthy vibe?
That's cool.
Yeah. Yep. I was giving an honest review and someone said that I did read a separate guidebook that doesn't come with the deck. People will say stupid things, won't they? That's for certain. Like kudzu. Two of ours. People are very perplexing. I have all sorts of dislikes on all sorts of videos that you would just think like, what on earth did you not like about this video? It's a 30-second video of my newborn baby. You know, I have a 30-second video of a newborn baby, of Trinity when she was a baby girl, and there are thumbs down on that video, and I just think to myself, you sad little creatures. It doesn't actually bother me though, because I realize that out in internet land, people aren't behaving in a manner that they are to be held accountable for. It's just they're really reveling in the anonymity, and they're very bitter, and they need a place to really express their bitterness, and so they go to that place where they can be faceless and, you know, feel like they're you know, their bitterness is somehow, you know, out of their system. But yeah, it doesn't actually bother me, you know, for the most part. Besides, if you're anyone out there who obviously has a YouTube channel and who's watching this, you will know that even if somebody thumbs down your video, it still counts as a watch. And if you have ads enabled on your channel, then you will get money for that. So so funny.
Okay, I added the elephant in.
Oh, yay! Go.
All right, let me swap this. Okay. Can you see the elephant? He's right there. And I added some weeds. That's from the bottom.
Yay! That's beautiful. That is a beautiful strength card. Gosh.
Okay, so we got 2. Woohoo!
I love it. That's perfect. That's perfection. Well, look at how productive we have been today, folks. We have done 3 card reveals and designed 2 cards. Imagine what we are going to do next week. Imagine. Who knows? We might have 2 secret cards for you. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know how it's going to play out. But hopefully I will have pre-orders up soon. I'm just waiting on these little, these small internet issues. I've been going the phone method for a lot of things of late, which hasn't really been yielding well, because if you need to call any government office to find out about tax and import tax and things like that, you are on hold for an inordinate amount of time, and you very rarely get the information that you need. And so if I were to be able to send out just a quick request for information via the email, they would be able to get back to me. And, you know, electronic communications have their advantages. So let me just catch up. Oh, yes.
People are
let's show
Owls asked to see the cards again.
Of course he has. Troublemaker.
Okay, so I will show them again. I'm going to start with the Hermit. Okay. Okay. I have to see myself when I do this, otherwise I can't see what I'm showing. Okay. So here we go, the Hermit again. She is holding the Virgo constellation in her hand, and in the card it will actually be a little bit more glowy in the final tarot card. She has bones. She has cast bones in front of her because she's looking for some clarity. She's in the cave, and behind her there are the cave paintings. They're actually taken from actual cave paintings that I've found. And she's bathed in the light of the torch. And she's also looking at you because we wanted that connection with the reader. So she is a hermit. She is looking within, but she's also engaging. And she is a woman, as opposed to the more traditional aspect of seeing this card as a man. Okay. Oh, and there's a little bit of a shamanistic aspect here. She has the protective spirit of the eagle behind her that's flying out, that's kind of above her with its wings spread out. So that is the Hermit card. And this is how it will look. I mean, you can see this on the Facebook. You can actually see this. I posted this up better on the Bonestone and Earthflesh Facebook group. So this is how she'll be cropped. And this is just a crappy printer, home printer. So okay, and now the Lover's card. This is the Lover's card. And we have the cauldron that is there's this mixture that's forming within, and there's also the 2 energies, the male and the female energies depicted here, and the more celestial the male energy and the fiery energy, and also earth energy, and depicted on where is it? This side. Okay. There's flowers at the bottom. We have what is it? Belladonna, poppy. What did I say? Which ones? Yes, now drawing blanks. Below, so the poisonous plants, and also the infinity symbol that is forming in between them because they're sharing the energy. So we're approaching this card also on a more spiritual, energetic aspect. So they are, you know, there are the lovers. So you have this very intimate kiss happening here. So you do get that sexual energy at the same time. So that is the lovers card. And then this is the cropping of the lovers card. How it'll, now it's flipped. I think it's coming up flipped in the video. It's actually flipped, so you can see it better in the online. We have it up there. And then the last one, the last one is the Tower. The Tower with the broken eagle that's trapped. He is fallen, he's wounded, and you do have this sense of this sadness in his eyes. He has been taken down from his flight, and there's the cloudy background. He's on the top of a cliff or a mountain, but there's that rocky terrain. You can see the chain that is around his legs, but he is not dead. He has put up a good fight. You can see the feathers around, they're above him and below because he's been fighting, and he's still fighting. So you have this very raw image of what the Tower means. And then
The winner.
what?
It's a winner.
Yeah, so yeah, don't show this to your kid. From personal experience. So that's the Tower card. And then this is how the Tower will be cropped. Okay, let me see. All right. This is how it's going to be cropped. So you will definitely be seeing the bird. And it's a regal bird. It's also a very, you know, it's a bird that is very, it flies. You don't want to take this bird down.
Sovereign. It's a bird of prey. It's the king of the sky.
Yes. So and then moving on with what we were working today with the star, we're moving from this image, right? We have the rawness of what's happened to him, right? So you have I mean, look how sad he looks.
So sad.
He's really sad. And then we're going to be doing this one, the star, where we're going to bring in the eagle. The chain is broken, right? And then there's the explosion of the star from the breast that's coming in. So
with
those
the
are the
mohawk.
cards.
Yeah.
With a mohawk.
Yeah. Our star card is a dude and has a mohawk, just to tell you what kind of tarot deck this is.
So yeah, am I missing anything? Oh, and here's another thing that I just noticed, actually. Hold on. Whoever said to include the little, where is it? Look, see, there's their little leaf. Can you see the little tiny little green leaf on the rock? There's a little leaf.
No.
You can't see it?
I can't.
Here.
But that's just my crappy little signal at my end.
Right there.
I'm sure it's there. Oh, the teensy one. Yay.
There's tiny little leaves.
Nice. Oh, could you show strength again, please, Anna?
Strength. Yes. Okay. And this is the strength card. So this will be for next time.
Okay, so we have cobra, we have elephant,
the elephant. the Black Panther, the bear.
Yeah. Because someone was saying, take out the elephant and put in the cobra. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They're both there. Like, they're both actually there.
No, the cobra's at the top right there. King Cobra.
Yes. Yes.
Switch the, oh, she's saying to switch the cobra and the elephant. I get it. Okay, so move the elephant at the top and the cobra at the bottom.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Do you feel like that's, do you want that? I can do that.
Yeah, that could work. That could work.
That's not a biggie.
Either that or give the cobra a much larger head.
No, that works. I can do that. I can move him. It's not a, it's, yeah. I'm going to write it down. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm going to write it down and I'll flip it.
Perfect. That's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So there we have it. We've got a ton of stuff done today. Do you see how good these awesome hangouts are? They are amazing. And in 2 weeks' time, we will be having another one. All fingers crossed. Now, always I say in 2 weeks' time we'll be having another one, but life does take its, you know, with people. And so it's been 3 weeks since our last one, and that's for various different reasons, mostly my internet. and so yes. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys. This has been really, really productive.
It's fabulous. We will be putting the sketches, etc., all the little reveals onto the Bonestone and Earth Flesh Tarot. So the tarot will go on there shortly. You've already got on there the sneak peek of the Hermit and of the Lovers card. So you guys saw it first. As promised, you will always see it first. Unless it's a super secret creation, then you'll see it with everybody else on our live feed. So exciting.
Yeah.
All
Thank you.
Much love and many blessings. Anna?
Bye.
Look after yourself, beautiful people. Be kind. Join our Facebook group.